Welcome to the Prescott Lab Podcast. Not just theory, practical science for everyone. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, a physician and integrative medicine researcher at the Raven-Shade Institute for Human Health. Let me ask you something simple, but often left unspoken. What if the reason you're feeling weaker, slower, or less connected lately isn't aging? What if it's blood flow? That's right, not hormones, not willpower, not your years. It's circulation, quietly fading and taking your strength, clarity, and intimacy with it. I've seen it in my clinic over and over again. Men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. Smart, strong, capable men who were told it's just age. But when we looked deeper, the truth was clear. Their blood wasn't moving the way it used to. And without flow, there's no energy, no stamina, no spark. But here's the good news. When blood starts flowing again, life starts coming back. Not with expensive prescriptions, not with surgery, but sometimes with something as humble as a vegetable you walked past in the grocery store 1,000 times. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening inside your arteries as you age, how it's connected to the decline most men feel but rarely talk about, and one powerful and shockingly simple food that can help reverse it all from the inside out. So if you've been feeling off but can't explain it, if your energy's dipped, or if your performance feels distant, stay with me. This might just be the turning point. And hey, if you find value in what we're about to unpack, do me one favor. Tap the like button. Hit subscribe. That's how we grow this community and reach more men who need real answers, not more Band-Aids. All right, let's get to the root of it. The real reason why circulation slows down after 60, and why that one change affects everything from your strength to your memory to the moments you wish you could share more fully with the person you love.
First, the silent reason you're feeling off. Let me tell you about Howard. Howard's 62, retired postal worker. Big hands, gentle eyes, always kept his routine simple. Morning coffee, light walks, crossword before bed. But something had changed. He came into my clinic one morning, sat down slowly, and said, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm not sick. I'm not in pain. I'm just fading." Now, if you're listening to this and nodding, maybe you felt the same way, drop a comment right now and just write, "Same here." That one comment might remind another man that he's not alone, because what Howard described, it wasn't in his head, and it wasn't just age. It was something happening under the surface, in the lining of his blood vessels. Here's what most men don't hear from the doctor. Inside every artery is a thin layer called the endothelium. When you were younger, it was active, flexible. It released nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes blood vessels and allows blood to flow freely. That flow, that's what powers your energy, sharpens your mind, fuels your muscles, and yes, keeps things working in the bedroom too. But after 60, that endothelium starts to break down. Less nitric oxide, stiffer arteries, sluggish flow. The engine's still there, but the fuel isn't reaching it. That's what was happening to Howard. His labs were okay. Weight, cholesterol, testosterone, nothing alarming. But inside, his endothelium was underperforming. Blood wasn't circulating with the strength or pressure it once had. So everything else, strength, memory, connection, felt off. The good news is, this isn't permanent. The endothelium can recover. Nitric oxide can rise again. And when that happens, I've seen men light up, more energy, clearer focus, and yes, Firmer performance, too. But here's the kicker. You don't need medication to get there. Sometimes it starts with one simple, natural food, one most men walk past at the store without a second glance. And that's what we'll explore next.
Beets, nature's secret for blood flow. When I first met Cliff, he didn't believe food could change anything. He was 65, retired union worker, big on coffee, small on vegetables. His words, not mine. Doc, I don't eat anything that still has roots. But what brought him in wasn't nutrition. It was exhaustion. He said, I'm doing everything I used to, but I feel slower, duller. And my wife, well, let's just say we both noticed the difference. Now, before I go on, I want to read a couple of comments we got from the last episode. One listener wrote, Dr. Prescott, this sounds great, but be real. Are vegetables really going to fix 20 years of decline? Another said, I've been eating salads for years. I'm still tired. What's the point? Here's my answer, and it might surprise you. Not all vegetables are created equal, and not all nutrients are bioactive the way your body needs. But beets are different. They're packed with something called dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, that powerful molecule we talked about earlier. It's what opens blood vessels, restores elasticity in arteries, and improves blood flow to everywhere it needs it. And what I've seen in the clinic is simple. Men who integrate beets the right way, not as a garnish, but as a tool, often feel the difference in weeks. Cliff was skeptical. I said, don't believe me, just give it 10 days. I had him start with 4 ounces of fresh beet juice each morning, first thing after waking. By the second week, he walked back into my office with that half grin men get when something's working, but they don't want to admit it too fast. He said, I'm not saying I'm 25 again, but I had energy this week that I haven't felt in years, and my wife noticed. Beets aren't magic tricks. They're a biological reset button, one that works quietly but powerfully when used properly. And the best part? The studies back it up. Beetroot juice has been shown to increase nitric oxide, lower blood pressure, improve stamina, and even enhance brain function in older adults. But, and this is important, it only works if you do it right. In the next segment, I'll walk you through exactly how to use beets without wasting their benefits. Because a lot of men, they're doing it wrong without even knowing it. Martin's story. I thought it was over. Martin was 69 when he came to see me. Retired Navy veteran, stoic, quiet. Wore a flannel shirt that looked like it had been folded the same way since 1982. He didn't say much at first, but after a pause, one of those long, weighted pauses, he looked up and said, Doc, I think it's over for me. I feel like I'm fading out of my own life. That hit me, because she could hear the heartbreak behind those words. He wasn't just talking about erections. He was talking about the disconnection from his wife, from his confidence, from the part of himself that used to feel present, grounded, needed. Now, maybe you never said that out loud, but if you felt it, I want you to type just 2 words in the comments. Still here. Because sometimes just showing up, just listening to a podcast like this is a small act of rebellion against everything trying to tell you you're done. So here's what we did for Martin. We didn't start with testosterone shots. We started with blood flow. His nitric oxide was nearly 0. His arteries were stiff, unresponsive. So we got him on a simple plan: daily beet juice, small walking routines, better hydration, and stress-lowering breath work. Week 3, his voice had a little more strength. Week 5, color came back into his cheeks. Week 6, he told me something I'll never forget. "Doc, last night I reached for my wife, and she didn't pull away. She smiled." He wasn't looking for magic. He just wanted to feel present again, to be the man he used to be, standing beside the woman who's always been there. And let me pause right here to say this. If this podcast is helping you, even in small ways, consider hitting that subscribe button. Not for the algorithm, not for me, but because it tells YouTube more men need to hear this. And they do. Maybe someone you care about, even if they've never said it out loud. Martin thought he was done. He wasn't. He just needed a new starting point. And maybe that's what today is for.
How to use beets without wasting them. Let's talk about Earl. Earl is 71. Retired bus mechanic. No-nonsense kind of guy. Brought his own coffee to the appointment. Black, no sugar, no cream, just attitude. He came to me frustrated. "Doc, I did everything you said. I bought the beets, I drank the juice every morning for 4 weeks, and guess what? Nothing. Nada." So I asked him a few questions. Same ones I'm going to ask you right now. Are you drinking it fresh or from a can? Are you adding anything to it? Lemon, garlic? Are you using mouthwash right after? He paused. "The strong stuff, that minty blue antiseptic kind, every morning after my beet juice." And there it was. Because here's what most men don't know. Antibacterial mouthwash, especially first thing in the morning, kills the good bacteria in your saliva. And those bacteria, they're the bridge that converts the natural nitrates in beets into nitric oxide, the very thing your blood vessels need to relax and open up. So, Earl was doing the right thing in the wrong order. Once we dropped the mouthwash and added a pinch of garlic powder to his morning juice, boom! Within 2 weeks, his blood pressure dipped, his morning energy came back, and as he put it, I woke up with a tent I hadn't pitched in years. Here's the deal. What works? 4 to 6 ounces of fresh beet juice first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Bonus? Add a sliver of raw garlic or a light sprinkle of garlic powder. It enhances nitric oxide production and supports vascular flexibility. What to avoid? Mouthwash within 1 hour of drinking it. That's it. Small changes. Big difference. Now, I'd love to hear from you on this. Have you ever tried beet juice? And be honest, have you ever done something healthy the wrong way without realizing it? Drop it in the comments. Your story might just save another man 6 weeks of confusion and frustration. And if you're just now hearing this for the first time and thinking, "No one ever told me that," well, that's why I do this. Because you deserve to know the whole story, not just the headlines. And in our final segment, I want to bring everything together. Because this isn't just about food or blood or numbers on a chart. It's about your identity, your confidence, and your connection to the world around you. Let's finish strong.
Final word. Circulation is masculinity. Here's what I've learned after 3 decades of listening to men, not just treating them. When circulation fades, a man doesn't just lose performance, he loses presence. He starts to disappear from himself, from his partner, from the mirror. But when blood starts to flow again, something else comes back. He stands taller. He speaks stronger. He remembers what it feels like to be fully here, fully him. That's why this isn't just about beet juice or nitric oxide or some vascular trick. This is about identity. Because masculinity is not about pretending to be invincible. It's about being connected to your body, to your power, and to the people you love. And the truth is, you're not too late. You're not too old. You're not broken. You've just been unplugged from the power source. But now you know how to reconnect. So here's what I want you to do. If this episode spoke to you, if something in it lit even the smallest fire, hit the like button. Not for me, for you. For the man who's going to scroll by tomorrow and see this show up on his feed because you told the algorithm it matters. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Let's stay connected. This isn't a one-time conversation. It's a journey, and I'd be honored to walk it with you. And here's my favorite part. Drop your thoughts below. What's your story? Have you tried Beets? Do you have a question? Did something click for you? Leave it in the comments, and in the next episode, I just might answer it directly. Because this podcast isn't built on scripts. It's built on you. And finally, if you're still here, if you made it to this point, I want to say this from the heart. I'm proud of you. Most men never make it past the first 2 minutes. But you stayed, you listened, you showed up. That tells me everything I need to know about you. You're still in the fight, still willing, still alive. And I'm rooting for you. Until next time, I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott. Be good to yourself, be strong, and let the blood flow.